Hey everybody, this is John from Use Basic Motorsports Performance Parts. Today, we're coming to you from the shop again, obviously, but today we're going to talk about fire suppression systems and how to install them and the fundamentals behind them. But first, please, I want you to comment, like, and subscribe to this video, please, and also check us out on all the other social media platforms. Now, going into this and starting and talking about this. First of all, we need to take the plate off where the bottles are located in. So we'll be back here in a second or two to give you more information and then show you how the installation and where the bottles are and what they look like. So please stay tuned. We'll be back in a second. Now, as you can see, the cover or the lid is off of the car, and now you can see the installation. We run two 10-pound fire suppression bottles made by Stroud Safety. They're held in place by this apparatus right here that's actually welded to the chassis, and then these in turn are held, the bottles are held by these actual, they're actually made and machined out of aluminum because of the weight, trying to get as light as humanly possible. But these sit and then they clamp, as you can see in the front, to another piece to hold these in place so they're very rigid. What you cannot see is at the top of this bottle there is a part that is right here. This is a valve head, and this actually goes onto the bottle like this, and then from there you can see the different the hoses that actually take the fire suppression product, dispensed through here. If you have a single bottle, you would only have this apparatus here. If you have two bottles, you obviously have two of these heads, plus then you would run a T. Again, way up underneath in here, between the wheel wells, is literally a T that ties both the top and the bottom bottles together, and then it is plumbed, that goes out of the side of the car down through the chassis and follows the chassis line literally to each of the locations where sprayers are installed. What I'm going to do is, in a minute we'll show you, or a second, we're going to go inside the car and show how we installed, or where the installation is for the actual sprayers themselves to protect the driver as well as engine compartment. So we'll be back and again in a flash, and we'll talk about now the nozzles and how we installed it all on the inside of the car, as well as show you how they are set up to the linkage and everything, as far as pulling them in a case where you'll have to use them if there's any fire. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Now we're back, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about those nozzles that I was telling you about. As you remember, that they're plumbed, and when I say plumbed, they run along the chassis of the car, and then this one is located right there. And as you can see, it's literally a 3-hole nozzle. The other one is in the same location on the opposite side, located right over there. There are two more located in the back of the engine, but they're difficult to see. But they spray upward in the same fanning motion as a nozzle would, 3-holed. Now, as we're going to walk and we're going to look at the inside of the car now, and what we're going to do with the inside is we're specifically looking for driver area, and you'll see located right there is the nozzles for the fire suppression system that shoot this direction, that direction, and this, and upward, to protect the driver and hopefully give them enough time to extricate the car ASAP. Now, what activates this process is located up here on the roll bars. Right there. Each one is dedicated for the bottle. This happens to be the top bottle. This is the bottom bottle. These type are pushed to engage. The other type are pulled to engage. It just depends on how the chassis was built and how your setup in your car is. But the theory behind that is, if in a case of a fire, obviously these pins are removed. What the driver will do is literally move his arm hard and hit both of these things inward, which automatically punctures a hole in the top of a thin, if you will, it's like a tin type cover. And as soon as it punctures, it literally releases the pressure of the fire suppression product out into the lines through the plumbing that's on the chassis to the driver's feet, as well as the engine compartment. As soon as, now remember, these bottles only have 10 pounds in there, so there's a time limit. Eventually, as they run out, it probably gives the driver probably 30, 45, maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And the idea is that if the fire is not bad, it'll actually put out the fire. If the fire is pretty bad, it'll at least give you the time to get out of the car to safety. So again, without literally going through step by step of installing, I just want to let you know is no matter who you buy these fire suppression systems from, they have very, very good diagrams. They have very good specs. It's an A through Z on how to install these things. If you run into problems and you have a question, please call us at, email me at support@usebasicmotorsports.com, and I'll be more than happy to do everything I can to help you, talk to you, and see if we can together figure out if you have any issues with this thing. But I just wanted to do this video for you folks to at least give you a basic of what it looks like, how I've installed this one. So anyway, you can get all of these parts and then more from, we have a number of manufacturers that actually make fire suppression systems with all different costs on them, but you can get them at usebasicmotorsports.com. Thanks and take care.